Rick?
Shelby.
Tiara,
Michael?
and Molly.
Thank you guys. Okay. One day in November 2012, I received a call from the school guidance counselor telling me that I needed to come and discuss the problems that my child was having. And I went in to find out what was going on, and one of the first things out of his mouth was that my daughter had been eating lunch in the restroom because of her fear and anxiety of joining the other children in the cafeteria was too much for her. We had learned only a year before that she had social anxiety disorder, so we are aware of some things. We just didn't realize the extent of what this social anxiety disorder had meant. So it was pretty devastating to hear that she had gone so far that she was afraid to eat in the cafeteria. After a long discussion with the counselor, we decided, the counselor informed us that the best solution for our daughter would be to homeschool her. We weren't very knowledgeable exactly what this meant, so what we did was jump on the opportunity to do what we thought would be best for our daughter based on what information we knew at the time. Today I'm going to persuade you that homeschooling is not a good solution for educating our children. Today, I'm going to convince you that your child can learn to adapt to life as opposed to expecting life will adapt to them. I'm going to show you that schools are responsible to effectively respond to your child as your child is to help them learn and to thrive within the school system. You should encourage your friends or anyone seeking homeschooling, you should encourage them to consider other alternatives within the school system for their children. My experience is that I did homeschool Tiara, and it was an epic failure. She learned poor study habits. She learned to manipulate the freedoms that she had. She learned to sleep in. It became very difficult trying to get through each day of learning at home. Also, with those poor habits, it required her to, with all the other problems and stresses that came about, it required her to attend summer school in order to be able to stay on track in order to graduate. I also had a friend who grew up in a small town farm. He went to a public school. He got mediocre grades. He had a plethora of mental health issues. And with all of that, he attended a public school. He ended up going to college, found coping skills that got him straight A's. He earned scholarships, and his work ethic that he learned in that little town helped him to earn a six-figure salary. So today I'm going to discuss the homeschooling today, and what you can do to assure your child's education, how your child can grow within the traditional education system. Okay, there are approximately 1.5 to 2 million kids being homeschooled. Of those 2 million kids, 29% are in grades 9 through 12. Of all of those kids, the ones that were surveyed, it was a survey that you could opt out of, meaning you didn't have to participate, and most kids who were failing did not participate. So what they ended up with was a bunch of statistics based on many success rates of homeschooling, which led to false information because it's not a total number. It was a partial number. Kids were able to opt out, as opposed to the statistics that you get from the public school system, where you cannot opt out. It's all inclusive of all the children. So whatever happening on the statistics is reported true with public schools, and missing information with the homeschooling, so you can't really compare because you don't have enough valid data to make an informed decision on the success rate of the school. Homeschooling has its believers and proponents that cite improved test scores in one socialization study of 600 Canadians, but your child's education is in you and your child's hands. So take advantage and do what you can, get yourself informed. What you can do to assure your child's education is you can stay up to date and communicate with your child so that if you have a problem, you can address it right away if your child's struggling somewhere. If your child has a disability, the school has an obligation to find ways to support them in their environment. The school guidance counselor at the time of our meeting should have at least advised me of that. Your child can grow through the traditional school system simply by finding these compromises within the system and adjusting a few things in order to take the stressors off of whatever the problem is at school. In our daughter's case, the anxiety of the social compact, the large crowds, things like that were difficult for her to handle, and so we made some accommodations that would help. We had a teacher was to escort her to and from her classes. She had her schedule changed to meet where she had a friend that went to each one of her classes. That made it easier for her to incorporate herself into the environment of school. So with these small changes, what has happened is our daughter has gone from this student, the lazy student, to the very successful student. Her grades have since improved. She's able to communicate and she's socially blossoming all over the place. She's just leaps and bounds from where she used to be. She's actually making friends and she's thriving within the system. She's learned that the school, she can change to fit the school as long as they compromise and find ways to work together. So I've shown you that homeschooling is not a good solution for educating our children. It's not good for helping them to become well-rounded socially. It's not the answer to work with an uninformed or non-supportive educational staff. Even though it still brings me to tears to consider when the counselor told me my daughter was eating in the bathroom, I believe that returning to the traditional classroom environment was the best thing for her, armed with the knowledge that we were able to find suitable solutions to my daughter's individual needs. She's made such great progress in her social and learning skills. So what I'd ask you all to do, if you're considering homeschooling or if you know of anyone that's considering homeschooling, what I'd ask you all to do is to make yourselves informed, learn as much as you can, and seriously consider alternatives within the school system to keep our children in the real world environment so that they understand and they learn that they need to adapt to life, and life does not need to adapt to them, nor will it. I'd like to leave you with this last little thought. Potholes on the Road of Life Sharpen Our Maneuverability Skills by Camille Ali. Thank you.